Imagine being forced to speak against your beliefs, especially in a professional setting. That's exactly what federal workers at the Department of Education claim happened during the 2025 government shutdown. But here's where it gets controversial. A lawsuit filed by the American Federation of Government Employees alleges that the Trump administration inserted partisan language into employees' out-of-office email messages, blaming Democrats for the shutdown. This move, they argue, is a blatant violation of federal employees' First Amendment rights. The lawsuit, filed in federal district court in Washington, D.C., highlights a disturbing trend: the use of government communications to push a political agenda. And this is the part most people miss. The messages, which were automatically added to employees' email replies, stated, "Thank you for contacting me." Unfortunately, Democrat senators are blocking passage of H.R. 5371 in the Senate, which has led to a lapse in appropriations. Many employees were shocked to see this message sent under their names, without their consent, or even prior notice. Here's the kicker. Some staffers who attempted to remove or modify the partisan language found their changes undone, further emphasizing the administration's control over their communication. This raises a critical question. Should government employees be compelled to endorse political statements, even indirectly, as part of their jobs? Legal experts weigh in, suggesting that such actions may violate the Hatch Act, which restricts political activity by federal employees. Michael Fallings, an employment law expert, notes that while mentioning Democrats might not be a violation, explicitly blaming them and referencing the radical left could cross legal boundaries. This interpretation, however, is not without debate, as some argue that factual statements about legislative actions should be permissible. The controversy extends beyond the Department of Education. Rep. Robert Garcia has called for an investigation into the Trump administration's use of agency websites and emails to promote what he calls a false, partisan Republican political agenda. Meanwhile, the Office of Special Counsel, responsible for enforcing the Hatch Act, is currently led by an acting director after President Trump fired its Senate-confirmed leader. And this is where it gets even more complicated. More than 24 federal workers have reached out to NPR, expressing concern over the politicized language used by agencies. One anonymous worker described the rhetoric as shocking, offensive, and jarring. A similar sentiment was echoed by veterans who received a newsletter from the Department of Veterans Affairs, which blamed Democrats for the shutdown's impact on VA services. The VA press secretary defended the newsletter, stating it was 100% factual, but critics argue that even factual statements can be weaponized in a political context. As this debate unfolds, it leaves us with a thought-provoking question. Where should we draw the line between factual government communication and partisan messaging? Should federal employees be shielded from endorsing political statements, even if they are technically accurate? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you.